Hello and a warm welcome to your favorite program, INEC Half Hour, a voter education and public enlightenment program of the Independent National Electoral Commission. I am your host, Aliu Mohammed Bello.
INEC, consolidating Nigeria's democracy.
Last week on this program, we hinted that INEC was dotting the I's and crossing the T's to ensure a hitch-free November 16th governorship election in Anambra State. In today's serial, we shall feature Professor Abubakar Momo, who will be talking to us on why citizens of voting age must register and must vote at elections. First, Esther Chibukem is standing by for the tidbit segments.
Welcome to the tidbit segment on INEC Half Hour. My name is Esther Chibukem. As part of its efforts to conduct free, fair and credible elections in 2015, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has been interacting with stakeholders in the electoral process on key areas where the Commission needs to expend energy and resources. One of such interactive meetings was held recently with women and youth leaders of political parties at Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. While addressing participants at the occasion, the INEC chairman, Professor Tahiru Jega, stated that the meeting marked another significant moment of the electoral process.
Today represents yet another significant opportunity for us in INEC to meet and interact with one of the most critical segments of the electoral process as represented by the political parties, namely the women leaders and the youth leaders. This is in line with the Commission's resolve to embark on a series of regular engagements with critical stakeholders as we prepare for the conduct of the 2015 general elections. As part of the lessons learned following a comprehensive review of the 2011 general elections, enhanced stakeholder engagement was identified as one of the key areas where the Commission needs to invest more energy and resources on. This important recommendation is already being implemented in the form of regular engagement with critical stakeholders, as exemplified by the introduction of quarterly meetings between the political parties and the Commission from this year, with the third quarterly meeting scheduled for September 24th. These regular meetings have proved very useful in assisting the Commission to bridge the communication gaps that hitherto existed, and to have also gone a long way in smoothening the relationship with political parties through the provision of regular briefings and updates on activities and programs of the Commission.
During the question and answer session, Professor Jega advised political parties to desist from seeing elections as a do-or-die affair and warned against using youths to perpetrate violence in elections.
Voter's card is not a weapon. So we should be speaking positively, but it empowers. Your voter's card empowers you to make a difference in terms of whether good people are elected or bad people are elected. And everybody should be concerned about electing good people so that there will be good governance, so that those entrusted to make laws as legislators can make good laws that are people-oriented, and so that those elected into executive positions can govern well, use resources well, and address the needs and the aspirations of people. So your voter's card is a powerful instrument for change, for progress, and for development, and everybody should use it properly and effectively. But politics is not do or die, and therefore the issue of preparing for election as if you are preparing for battle or going to war is something really that we have to disabuse our minds of. So we'll continue to do our best, but please, you must help us. I keep saying, we have said here even today repeatedly that the youth are very, very important. You know, they are not just leaders of tomorrow, they are also leaders of today. I think somebody even made that point. So we must take this serious, therefore. You know, if you are leader of youth in your political party, you must ensure that your party does not engage in things that can criminalize the youth, that can make them lose their lives, and that may even make them drug addicts for life. Because we see how certain politicians don't care. All they need to do is how to arm the youth, how to drag them, and how to get them to achieve their objectives by hook or by crook. So you have an enormous responsibility as youth leaders, and you must really discharge that responsibility appropriately.
Speaking on the issue of the Citizens Contact Center, Professor Jega stressed the need to establish the center in order to respond to citizens' complaints on every working day.
On the Citizens Contact Center, you see, we prepared and introduced what we called a situation room in 2011 general elections and since then. So every election we do, on election day, many national commissioners and myself will be in the situation room throughout the day with many people, where we will be receiving complaints from the field using multiple media, whether it's telephone or GSM text message or Twitter or Facebook or through our website, you know, and so on. And we will be responding to these issues. As a complaint comes, we verify in the field, we give directives, and it is addressed. So that is what we've been doing since 2011 on election day. So we decided that, look, why do this only on election day? Why not establish a facility where throughout a working day, anybody who has any question on anything to do with elections can either call or Twitter or text or whatever and may ask the question and they will receive responses. So that was how the Citizens Contact Center was conceived. And we only started experimental use of it in readiness for the Anambra election, I think about 10 days ago. So that's why I announced it today. You know, and we have the telephone numbers. They will be circulated, and our website address, which I'm sure you have, the Twitter and all the other addresses which you can use. So as we've opened it now, the idea is that during the working day, for now, you know, between say 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., anybody has any question or any comment or any advice or whatever can contact the Citizens Contact Center and you know, be engaged.
In her remarks, the National Commissioner in charge of election and party monitoring, Hajia Amina Zakari, highlighted the objectives of the Commission as it prepares for the 2015 general elections.
I would like to welcome you to this occasion, which is one of the series of interactive sessions INEC has been holding to share and build confidence on the voter register, the continuous voter registration, and the permanent voters register. Particularly, we would like to welcome the youth and women leaders of the political parties as major stakeholders in this endeavor. You may recall some time ago the chairman and secretaries of political parties were given the opportunity to have this interactive session during the Anambra State Stakeholders Meeting. And we felt as major stakeholders, we would also like to reach out to the youth and women leaders so that this information can go down the party hierarchy. We would also like to show you how far INEC is prepared with the preparation of the 2015 elections as it pertains voter registration, what has happened to the voter register since we registered in 2011, where we are now and where we need to be. We would also like to discuss the upcoming continuous voter registration which we hope to flag up in the very near future. We would also like to discuss the issue of the permanent voters card, how it's going to be and how we're going to distribute it nationwide.
Still on the occasion, the Project Director, Democracy for Governance and Development, Dr. Deme Motada, commended INEC for successful handling of the 2011 general elections.
When this commission took over the job, despite having the largest voting population of all African countries, we have witnessed the review and reconstruction of the voter register and the conduct of election, praised by international and domestic observers alike. We have witnessed a comprehensive review of the electoral legislation through consultative and transparent processes which engage citizens, civil society organizations, and which led to the submission of an INEC set of reform to the National Assembly. In addition, INEC has developed a strategic plan to guide its actions and to better achieve its mandate. We have witnessed the maturing both of the Commission and the level of awareness and engagement of citizens in the democratic process. I think these are accomplishments of which all Nigerians should be proud.
During the interactive session, some of the participants sought clarifications on certain key areas.
I would like to know if our party can participate in the Anambra field election. Independent Democrat.
The preparation of INEC and UNDP and other organizations of this 2015 election, I am sure will be better than that of Kenya, will be better than that of America that we are even borrowing. What I will say is that may Almighty Allah continue to guide the leadership of INEC and the leadership of my political party.
In another development, Professor Tahiru Jega lamented that elections in Nigeria have become a major source of security concern and advised that such should not be the case. Professor Jega made the observation recently while delivering a lecture on the electoral process and security sector synergy. Speaking on other areas associated with elections in Nigeria, Professor Jega said,
It is not therefore surprising that elections in Nigeria pose serious security challenges, not only in terms of security of men and materials deployed for the elections, but also in terms of protecting the voters and the candidates. The 2011 elections amply demonstrate these challenges at various stages, from the registration of voters through nomination of candidates and the election program, to the post-election period, during which winners and losers emerge.
That's it on the Tidbit segment on INEC Half Hour. Stay tuned as I hand you back to our anchor, Aliyu Bello.
Glad to have you back. If you are just tuning in, the program is INEC Half Hour, your reliable source of credible electoral information. Well, viewers, we would like you to stay tuned as we bring to you eloquent opinions of an erudite scholar, Professor Abubakar Momo, as he advances reasons why citizens must participate in elections.
As the popular adage goes, there cannot be democracy without elections. So is the saying that there cannot be elections without voting. Voting is the civic responsibility through which legitimate governments emerge. According to the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, all elective offices can be validly occupied through elections. In order to obtain expert opinions on why citizens must vote, the INEC was at the Electoral Institute, which was established by INEC to promote efficiency through training, research, and documentation. The crew met with the newly appointed Director General at the Institute, Professor Abubakar Momo, who expressed feelings why citizens must vote at elections.
It is important that people vote because it is wrong for people to turn around to lament not voting or to now begin to attack particular government for misrule or for malgovernance or for not fulfilling their wishes and aspirations.
The Director General was emphatic that citizens must participate actively in electing representatives to government, as there is a strong relationship between governance and elections.
The relationship is that in exercising judgment rightly, where majority give their mandate to an individual, that person carries a burden. That he or she will, and what is this burden? Is their aspiration, their expectation, their needs, their demands. Because when you go to canvass asking people to vote for you, you are going with a checklist. This is what and what and what I hope to do for you. Everybody tick your own and you get it. And then you go in there. There are promises come in terms of party programs and manifesto and all that candidate canvass. Now, it is an expectation that when you now get to government, that you will now begin to address those specific promises you made during your campaign.
Last week, the Commission was in Anambra State for a one-week continuous voter registration exercise. The exercise was to ensure all those who have attained the age of 18 and those who were unable to register in the previous registration exercise to do so. Professor Abubakar Momo spoke on the benefits of such exercise.
The first and important benefit of continuous voters register or registration, CVR, is that it makes sure that anybody who was not previously captured, either because the person was underage or had relocated freshly into the country, for example, those in the diaspora and so on, will have the benefit of being captured. And the second major important benefit, particularly with the CVR process and with the EFIS, technique that is being applied to it, is that it now gives INEC the opportunity to weed out those people involved in multiple registration. And what the Anambra State situation has proven to us is anybody who has the intention or believe that he or she can go and acquire voter card and store them for the purpose of undermining the electoral process is in for trouble. Because like you are well aware, 93,000 fake registrants, we are weeded out, we have figured out, and now INEC is going to prosecute them. So the public need to know that the game is up, and nobody is going to be permissive any longer. Certainly not the commission as it is presently constituted is going to permit for that. That's why INEC is now going to prosecute on the basis of the fact that there is an infringement on the electoral law by registering more than once. Now, the thing about all of this for me is that we need to get the public to be aware and to know there serves no purpose in the end. It doesn't do any good to democracy. It injures the individual, it injures the system, it undermines basic rights.
On the issue of multiple registration, Momo warns.
Anybody who has the intention or believe that he or she can go and acquire voter card and store them for the purpose of undermining the electoral process is in for trouble. Because like you are well aware, 93,000 fake registrants, we are weeded out, we have figured out, and now INEC is going to prosecute them. So the public need to know that the game is up, and nobody is going to be permissive any longer. Certainly not the commission as it is presently constituted is going to permit for that. That's why INEC is now going to prosecute on the basis of the fact that there is an infringement on the electoral law by registering more than once.
the Director General let out his mission, vision and mandate at the Institute as he rolls out plans to transform the Institute to a world-class center for electoral and academic researchers.
The core mandate I have from the Commission is to turn the Institute into a world-class training and research institute. And what that means is that my mandate is to get the best form of training for current staff on ground, and we are trying to get staff audit, needs assessment, gap analysis.
On the issue of documentation and archiving efforts, Professor Momo said,
we intend to do some documentation and archiving on elections in this country, and generally party system, political parties, and democracy in this country. For example, how many people still have the tape that announced the election of Shehu Shagari in 79?
Yeah.
You know, the landslide victory of 1983, the annulment of the 1993 election and so on. Because basically you find out that the NTA wipes out many of its tapes by the time, because they need this thing they are writable CDs and tapes. So many of these things are not there. We're going to look for them. We'll go as far back as, as far as to the UK and some of these places to get these tapes, archive them for people who want to know about the past.
On efforts of the Institute to develop the capacity of INEC and CX, the Director General expressed optimism.
Our attempt to professionalize every aspect of election in this country. We are going to retrain and improve the manpower capacity of the staff of the Commission. We are going to train and improve the manpower capacity of the state electoral commissions. We are not just restricted to INEC, even the CX are going to benefit. We are going to train and improve the manpower capacity of civil society organizations that deal with electoral issues. So it's a composite thing. It's a huge thing that we're trying to do here.
INEC, consolidating Nigeria's democracy.
Thanks for staying with us on this program. Join us same time next week for another interesting episode on INEC Half Hour. But before we go, remember the African proverb which says, if you are not part of the solution, you are certainly part of the problem. Therefore, try to be part of the solution. Bye for now.